Fantastic. So welcome everybody to this session. My name is Fred Gichuki. As usual, being a Sunday, we normally meet and we discuss about health, how to live a longer, healthier life. And Fred Gichuki is an entrepreneur with Neolife International. I've been in the wellness space for more than 20 years. I joined Neolife as a young man. My main motivation was money, but what I found first was health. My parents were ailing. My dad had ulcers. My mom had high blood pressure. And the knowledge that I got from Neolife and the products of Neolife enabled me to actually help them manage these two conditions. Today, my mom's pressure is stable. She's over 82 years old. My dad's ulcers disappeared. I don't know how, but they disappeared after using our products. And today his favorite drink is sour porridge, which is unheard of for somebody who has ulcers. And his ulcers were serious because at one point he was hospitalized for almost a month. So today we are here talking about our respiratory health. And as you can see on the screen there, we all take for granted the fact that you can be able to breathe and inhale, exhale, and everything just works smoothly. But those who have relatives who have asthma, or those who have relatives who have respiratory problems, or themselves they have it, can actually confess and tell you that the air that we breathe so easily is not, sometimes can become quite a challenge to breathe. And basically because when you get respiratory problems, then you find that the air is out there, but it doesn't get into you, and you're actually suffocating. For me, this is a very is a topic that is close to home because my wife has struggled with asthma all her life since she was a kid, and I've seen her struggle with it. And I mean, it's a very, very serious condition or disease for that matter. But I'll be getting into the remedies and what you can do to ensure that you actually live a healthy life without being troubled by respiratory challenges. And we will just get into the slides. Like I've just shared, it's about respiratory diseases. And that's what we are saying, diseases of the respiratory system. And we are going to look into it and see what are some of these diseases. And there we have a definition of asthma. And asthma is a condition in which one's airways constrict, they swell and produce mucus. And this results to less air moving into the system, into the lungs, and it decreases the amount of oxygen exchange. And as such, breathing becomes a problem, and oxygenation is actually compromised. And I can tell you it's a disease that is very uncomfortable and can actually be fatal if not taken care of properly. Now, some of the things that trigger an asthmatic attack or a respiratory problem are things like a strong smell, perfumes, dust, the weather. If it gets too cold, then most people with respiratory problems starts getting congested. Dust mites in the bed, so the bed has to be very clean. Mold is notorious for actually causing respiratory attacks, and many people who live in houses where you can see the mold forming on the wall are more prone to getting respiratory challenges. Animals also cause this, sometimes of plants, the pollen from various plants, pests, tobacco smoke, and even some types of foods and medicines will actually trigger an asthmatic attack. Now let's look at the types of respiratory diseases that there are, or the respiratory problems. Many people think of only asthma, but there are quite a number. The first one there you can see is chronic obstructive disease. And this is actually an inflammation of the airway walls, which leads to clogging of the lungs with excess mucus. And it's a disease that can actually cause death. Then you have bronchitis. Personally, I suffered from bronchitis for many, many years in my life. And bronchitis causes abnormal widening of the airways, making it difficult to read the lower airways of mucus and phlegm, which raises the risk of infection. Like I said, okay, I can see somebody saying they cannot see the slides. So let me see, just go back again, see if I can share the slides again. Okay, let me just share the slides again. Kindly confirm, can you see the slides now?
Yes, the slides are there, Fred.
Okay.
I don't know.
Fantastic.
Maybe they were stuck.
Fantastic. Okay, so we are talking about the various diseases: bronchitis, cystic fibrosis. These are genetic conditions that causes mucus in organs, including the lungs, to become thick and sticky. Respiratory complications include infections, inflammation, and respiratory failure. Lung cancer also affects the lungs in multiple ways. Tumors may block airways, or fluid can collect around either the lungs, making expansion difficult. Lung cancer can also cause inflammation in the respiratory system. So these are some of the diseases. Pneumonia, this is also a lung infection by a bacteria or virus. People with chronic respiratory conditions are more vulnerable to pneumonia. Tuberculosis, this one has been around for many, many years. It has plagued us for many years. It's an infection that affects the lungs and other parts of the body. TB can be inactive or latent for many, many years. I remember at one point when I was growing up, I had some TB in my lungs, and it was there for quite some time. And the doctor actually said it was one of the reasons I was getting bronchitis, and very serious bronchitis. And I had to undergo that treatment for 21 days. So TB is a disease that affects us. And if somebody always has colds and flus, maybe you need to go and get an X-ray done on your chest. You might find that there could be some cloudiness on your chest, which could mean that you have the tuberculosis bacteria resident there, and that could be the trigger for most of the coughs and colds that you're facing. Coronavirus or COVID-19, that one is a new disease that we experienced a few years back. It's actually caused by the coronavirus, and it produces very severe symptoms, a lot of mucus development in the respiratory system, and it can be fatal, especially to people who have underlying health condition. Now, it originated in China, in Wuhan. I know we all know the story. Then the common flu, it's also irritating, and it's also a respiratory condition that happens occasionally to most of us. Now, what are some of the causes of these respiratory problems? Smoking is a leading cause of lung cancer and COPD. It also worsens asthma, it triggers attacks, and especially secondhand smoke. When you're smoking next to somebody who has asthma or a respiratory problem, then they are bound to get into a fit. Now, the environment as well, air pollution, and the other environmental triggers like pollen, which also contribute to an asthmatic attack. Autoimmune conditions, for example, rheumatoid arthritis, scleroderma, can actually lead to pulmonary fibrosis. This can actually affect a person who has respiratory problems. Genetic situations, some people get it because it's been handed over from generation to generation. And that happens. Asbestos, chemical carcinogens in the air. And last but not least, the diet. Diet plays a very key role in your respiratory health. Now, what are some of the symptoms of these respiratory problems? Shortness of breath with activity, persistent cough, wet cough with mucus, dry and unproductive cough in the case of pulmonary fibrosis, chest tightness, wheezing, rapid or shallow breathing, hoarseness. Some people lose their voice, they cannot talk at all. Recurring respiratory infections. These are very, very clear indicator that there could be a problem. And that's why I was saying that if you've been having recurring respiratory problems, then maybe you might need to go and do more thorough checkup to see whether you have some underlying respiratory disease like tuberculosis, for example. Fatigue, running nose, and body aches. Now, one of the things that we need to do is that we need to really take care of our lungs. We need to be, our lungs are organs and they're very vital organs, and we need to take care of them. How do we take care of our lungs? Of course, don't smoke. If you have the habit, quit. I know it's easier said than done, but it is worth trying. It is worth setting a goal to actually quit smoking. Make sure you exercise, eat right, stay hydrated, yeah? Spend some time outdoors. In our busy lifestyle, we find that you don't spend enough time outdoors. Now, let's look at diet, because diet is where diet influences a lot where your respiratory health is concerned. And on the screen, you can see the nutrition pyramid. This is actually the wellness pyramid provided by WHO. And this pyramid actually governs the way we are supposed to eat. We are supposed to have some physical activity, weight management. Remember, we talked about exercise being important for your lungs. You need to eat a lot of whole grains, a lot of fruits and vegetables, very little proteins, very little fats and sugars. In fact, a teaspoon of fat and a teaspoon of sugar per day is enough for you. Too much sugar increases the amount of bacterial load in your body. And that's why you find that many people will start getting, especially children, get a sore throat, throat infection. They get colds and flus because of eating too many sugary things. A lot of fat is also not good for your body. Proteins also have its own challenges, especially red meat. It loads your system with bad cholesterol. And also you get things like uric acid developing and leading to bone problems and that kind of thing. So this is the way we are supposed to be eating. We are supposed to be eating the pyramid when it is upright. But the reality is that's not how we eat. We eat the other way around. And you can see it right there. You can see the guy at the center enjoying his meal very nicely. The food that he's eating is not good, especially for people who have asthma or respiratory challenges. I've seen it with my wife. When we indulge in some of these things, initially it used to be a problem. When we would eat a lot of fatty food, a lot of sugary foods and stuff like that, then it would actually lead to a fit at one point. So these are things that are not good for people, especially with respiratory conditions. You find that we eat the pyramid upside down instead of the right way up, and that brings problems in our body. Now, let's move on here and see what can you do? What can you do to eat the pyramid right way up? You see, the reality is, much as we know the way we are supposed to eat, it is very hard to eat the adequate amount of whole grains, adequate amount of fruits and vegetables, on a daily basis because of various reasons. I mean, life is moving so fast. We don't have time to eat. You only have 30 minutes lunch break or an hour. You're in town. You may not have the time to go and eat that healthy food, that healthy snack. Even when you eat that healthy snack, you're not too sure how those crops were farmed. Most of our farming nowadays, especially for business, is done using chemicals, chemical fertilizers. So even the food that you're putting on your table doesn't have the nutrients that it's supposed to have. So at the end of the day, you may be working very hard, spending money, putting food on your table, but the food doesn't give you the nutrients that you're looking for. And that is where supplementation comes in. And in our company, Neolife, we have a solution. And before I talk about the solution, I just want to remind you, in the year 2020, the WHO had actually said that by 2020, 3 out of every 4 deaths worldwide would be because of a lifestyle condition. And they talked about heart disease, cancer, diabetes, stroke, chronic respiratory disease, and obesity. And it is a reality right now. There are so many people who are suffering from these particular diseases. And one of the people who are suffering from asthma is actually the founder of Neolife, Jerry Brasfield. Jerry Brasfield had asthma at a very young age. The mom tried everything, it was not working, but she bumped into Neolife products and gave Jerry, and Jerry was able to recover from asthma. And Jerry saw an opportunity to change people's lives because he was sure, which is very true, that many people, they are suffering from chronic conditions which didn't have a solution. So he came up and he decided to become a distributor to make people healthy. He ended up owning the company, and today the company is in about 55 countries worldwide. Jerry was able to get Dr. Atherfast on board in Neolife. Dr. Atherfast was the #1 toxicologist. He's a man who invented oral chemotherapy for the treatment of cancer. And he put together what we call a scientific advisory board, which works together with Neolife International. They are the ones who formulate our products. They ensure the products are safe, they don't have a side effect, and they put the SAB logo on the product, which means that they've put their reputation on the stake to say that the products are safe and they cannot harm you in any way. In fact, we are so confident about our products that we put a money-back guarantee on the receipt that if you use the product, it doesn't work the way you want it to work, you can return it either for a refund or a replacement. In other places, if you buy something and they put their goods once sold can never be exchanged or replaced. But in our case, we tell you if it doesn't work, bring it back. That's how confident we are. Now let's look at some of the products of Neolife that can actually help you prevent respiratory diseases and also manage them, and in case you have them. So the first product is called TreeNN. Now TreeNN, what is TreeNN? TreeNN is made from whole grains, the lipids and sterols that you get from rice, soya, rice, soya, and wheat. And they extract the germ, they extract the oil in the germ, they form this capsule. You can see it's a green capsule. And the capsule itself is gelatin, it's a protein, so it's actually digested by the body. And what does TreeNN do? TreeNN helps your cells to function properly so that nutrients can get into your cell, waste can get out, and toxins can come out, and metabolism can take place properly. Now, if you're not taking enough TreeNN, if you're not getting TreeNN, and if you're not taking enough whole grain, and you're eating your pyramid right upside down, then you find that the cell becomes like the one on the left. It becomes so hard and impermeable. Nutrients are not able to get in, waste is not able to get out, toxins accumulate, leading to fatigue. And at the end of the day, you find that you're feeling very tired, you're always sleepy. If you want to know that people are tired, look at people in the morning when they're going to work. In the public vehicles, they are dozing off. In a meeting, people will be dozing off, yet they've slept the whole night. Yeah. So TreeNN is the #1 product that everybody needs. And for the guests on the call, If you don't hear anything else, just hear TNN. TNN is a secret for long-term health. Yeah. So this is the number one product of Neolife. Number two, we have what you call carotenoid complex. Carotenoid is made from 18 different types of fruits and vegetables. If you take carotenoid complex, within 20 days, it boosts your immunity by 37% above normal. Now, when you take a 90 can of carotenoid complex, you've actually eaten 115 kilos of raw fruits and vegetables. Now, what does that do for you? Boost your immunity. When it boosts your immunity, your body itself is able to protect yourself from respiratory problems. If you have asthma or any other respiratory condition, by taking carotenoid complex, then you're preventing yourself from getting an attack. It's also good for your eyes. It slows down the aging process. It has so many other benefits. Salmon Oil Plus, an amazing product. Our omega-3 salmon has all the eight members of the omega-3 families. And this is what makes it different from what is available in the market. In the market, there are many omega-3s, which are written omega-3, but they have very little, if any, of the omega-3 oils. But in our case, we have all the eight of the omega-3 family. And that is why when you take our Salmon Oil Plus, if you're an asthmatic and you're using an inhaler, this product alone will actually get you off the inhaler. You'll find that you'll be more stable. You won't be panting. You won't be, even if you do something strenuous, you won't gasp for air. It's actually a very, very amazing family. Now, it's clinically tested. It is ultra pure. It's direct from pure salmon fish. Now, the next product are the minerals and vitamins. There's a product we call Multi that delivers essential vitamins and minerals to your bodies, which are actually very, very necessary. Now, the WHO estimates that 66% to 80% of people worldwide are deficient in minerals, and that's why you need a mineral supplement right there. So by taking, by actually taking Pro Vitality Pack, which combines TNN, omega salmon, carotenoid complex, and minerals, then you've actually turned your pyramid the right way up. This forms the basis of the other products that you're going to use in the case of respiratory problems. But now let's look at more specific products that you can use to deal with respiratory challenges. Before that, let's just go through the benefits of Pro Vitality. We talked about abundant energy. It's a powerful antioxidant, heart health, boost your immunity, healthy brain, flexible, healthy joints, clear vision, youthful skin, hair, nails, and lifelong cellular health. That's the Pro Vitality Plus. Then let's look at more specific products for the respiratory system. Number one is Herbal Respiratory, an amazing product. If you're trying to kick the smoking habit, or if you are a smoker, or you've been getting a lot of secondary smoke, you need to get Herbal Respiratory. It helps to clear the soot from your lungs. I gave my dad this. My dad has been a smoker for over 50 years. And this product, when he took it, he started coughing out sputum. It was dark in color. It had soot in it, but it went clearing and clearing and clearing. It's an amazing product for clearing your lungs out of mucus, excessive mucus. During COVID-19, we came to see situations whereby the mucus would accumulate and then it would solidify in the lungs. And once it did solidify, unfortunately, most people passed on because of that. And that is why this product was very, very important for actually somebody who has COVID. And even today, if somebody contracts COVID, make sure you give him Herbal Respiratory so that you can keep the mucus fluid so that it doesn't coagulate and the lungs can continue functioning effectively. Another product that is wonderful for asthma and respiratory challenges, and indeed all allergies, whether it's food allergy, if you're taking eggs and you're scratching yourself, or if you have any kind of food allergy, is Neolife Shake. Neolife Shake, it's a protein drink with 22 amino acids. And this product, I can tell you, in the case of respiratory problems, it gives you long-term stability. When you take Neolife Shake, you're able to go for years on end without even thinking of an inhaler or anything like that. If you take Neolife Shake, I saw my wife actually could not take things like ice cream, and she would be in sweaters and all that. But after taking Neolife Shake, she stabilized so much that she could even eat ice creams, and today she lives a normal life, courtesy of these products. So it's one of the products that is highly recommended in Neolife. Then we have vitamin C. Vitamin C is quite important. It boosts your immune system, and it helps to combat illness, infections, colds, and flus. Anytime you see a medic or a doctor, they will recommend vitamin C. The difference between the C that we have what we call vitamin C sustained release. Sustained release means that when you take it now, it is in your system for 8 hours. It is released slowly in your system. So it makes it very effective. And that's the uniqueness of Neolife products. Now, vitamin C will also protect you from things like cancer and the like. The next product that is so critical is called chelated zinc. Now, zinc has been used since time immemorial for dealing with respiratory problems. If you take any kind of cough syrup, you'll find that it has zinc sulfonate or something of the sort. And it is because zinc is natural for boosting the immunity, and it is very good for respiratory problems. Another product is garlic allium complex. Now, garlic is a natural antibiotic. It's an antifungal, it's an antibacterial. And I saw this work wonders for my wife in terms of her asthma. And especially, she also has sinuses. So it helps to remove the mucus from the sinuses. It helps to cleanse your system. It's an amazing product. And it's also good for your digestive system. It's good for ulcers. It's good for H. pylori in case you have it. Garlic is just amazing. Yeah, actually, these two products, garlic and zinc, are very good for ulcers as it is. Now, the other product is CoQ10. Now, CoQ10 has proved to is an amazing product, because CoQ10 will actually help in your internal organs to function, whether it's the brain, the heart, the kidney, the lungs. It just helps your system to function. Whether it's your reproductive organs, your mind, for your mind to be sharp, you need CoQ10, yeah? Now, what about our children? What can you give our children to either protect them from asthma or to help them manage this condition? Of course, the products are similar to what you've just mentioned for adults. There is vitamin C, but in this case, we have what we call All C, chewable All C. This is a vitamin C that is chewable. It's easier for the kids. It's yummy. It is tasty. So they can just chew it. Liquivite is for infants. Liquivite combines vitamin C, VitaGuard, and VitaSquares in one bottle. So this one is a liquid. It's for babies who are below 2 years, who cannot really chew tablets effectively. VitaGuard and VitaSquares. VitaGuard is carotenoid complex, boosts your immunity by 37% in 20 days. But these are sweet for kids. The kids can chew it. It is yummy, it is tasty, but it also boosts their immunity. VitaSquares is a multivite for children. It's like 3NN for children, but it has vitamins and minerals. And it also improves their IQ. It has inositol and choline, which is good for their mind. So these two products are important for kids. This is 3NN for children, VitaSquares, and VitaGuard is carotenoid complex for children. On top of that, we add the herbal respiratory, just like the one I've talked about, and also NutriShake. That is a program for kids. And you'll find that your kids will actually be able to live a normal life. Now, something else that is so critical for asthmatics is that they are more prone to the environment. When the environment, if there's dust in the environment, if there's bacteria in the air, then they actually get into fits and attacks. And use of chemicals and corrosive cleaning products in the house actually triggers asthmatic attacks and other respiratory diseases. And that is where there you can see some of our cleaning products. Neolife has economical, biodegradable, and versatile cleaning products, which are natural and organic. And when you use these cleaning products, then you will not find yourself getting an attack because of the cleaning products that you're using. We have Super 10. Super 10 is an air freshener, it's a mosquito repellent, it's a stain remover. It will kill cockroaches, it will kill termites, any kind of insect crawling in the house will be dealt with by Super 10. It will even wash your car engine. We have LDC, you shower with it, you shampoo your hair with it, wash utensils with it. It's natural and it's safe, and it doesn't have a strong fragrance. G1 laundry, very, very important in your house for actually washing your clothes. Simply soak your clothes, give them 30 minutes, an hour, remove, rinse, hang. You don't scrub. But again, it doesn't have chemicals in it. So you will not get hormonal imbalance from your clothes, or even get those pollen grains coming in. Softener, we have an effective softener. We also have a very effective disinfectant called Care that helps in cleaning out and disinfecting bacteria from the environment. So we have a solution. We have a solution for you in terms of cleaning products that will actually help you. They're not heavily perfumed, they are natural, and they will not trigger an asthmatic attack. So you might need to change the cleaning products that you're using in the house, especially if you have a lot of respiratory problems happening. Another important product is for showering that you can use is natural bath and shower gel. Very nice, very luxurious. It bubbles, it gives you a very nice bubble bath. It's actually one of the most luxurious products we have. If you've never tried it, just try it. You'll enjoy that product, refreshing bath and shower gel. Aloe vera gel, it's a skin gel for cuts, burns, bruises, does a lot for you on your skin, but it doesn't have a strong scent. You can actually use it to soothe and moisturize your skin instead of using some of the oils that we apply on our skins, which have strong smells and which can actually trigger an attack, a respiratory attack. So that is it on the issue of respiratory problems and how to deal with them. But I must mention that we do have other interventions in your life, from bone and joint health, stress management, sharper mind, weight management, heart health, energy and fitness, immunity, sugar levels, fertility issues, libido issues, PMS, and children health. So it's not just about respiratory problems. We have solutions for all these other conditions. If you're here and you're a guest and maybe respiratory system or respiratory problems is not your thing, maybe you could be having a challenge in some of these areas. Talk to the person who invited you. They'll be able to guide you on how you can get a solution for that. So remember, invest in your health. Invest in your health. It's very, very important for you to do that, because your health is your greatest wealth at the end of the day. Now, if you're here and you're a guest, again, there are 3 levels of participating in your life. You can decide to become a customer. You can be buying from the person who invited you, or you can become a business builder, or you can become, you can either become a business builder, or you can become as a consumer. You can join and be buying at wholesale price from the company, or you can decide to become a seller of the product. Whichever you decide, you are good with it. If you decide to become a business builder, you also want to make money out of this. There are so many benefits that you get, because you get personal growth and development, you develop your leadership skills, international travel. I've been able to travel to more than 20 countries with Neolife, retire healthy and active. I retired at the age of 30, build lasting relationships and residual income. You build a business that pays you from different countries. I have a team in Nigeria. I'm able to earn from Nigeria, yet I'm in Kenya and many other countries. So you can actually build an international business out of this. So it's not just about health. It's a wholesome opportunity where you can be healthier, but you can also get to make money. But whichever level you decide to play at, if you want just to be consuming the products, fantastic. If you decide you want to get in and start building the business, fantastic. We will welcome you and we will work with you. So as I wrap up this particular session, when I started, I shared a little bit about my wife and asthma. And I can tell you, by using the Neolife products, we've seen a lot of tremendous benefit from these products, because my wife, before we got married, she used to have a lot of problems respiratory wise. But after taking the products of Neolife, her condition was a bit stubborn because she had had it when she was a kid. So it took a while before she could actually get rid of the problem. I remember at night you'd hear her wheezing, she's not able to sleep. She was always on inhalers and all these things. But after using the products of Neolife, I tell you, her life just changed. I mean, today she can, when we go out and we are taking ice cream, she takes ice cream, she lives a normal life. She can, sometimes even it's raining and I'm asking her, hey, my dear, are you not wearing a sweater? And she's okay. She tells me I'm not feeling cold. And I mean, she wouldn't get an attack. She'll come back and she's okay. Before, if the weather changed, even slightly, and she went out without a sweater, then she would get a problem out of it. So I can tell you the products of Neolife work. She's been able to give birth to 4 girls. And she gave birth normal, normal delivery. The ladies, the mothers in the house know that normal delivery is not easy. And especially for somebody who has asthma, it even becomes 10 times harder. But courtesy of the products of Neolife, she was able to get 4 kids and give birth to them normally without any problem. So I can tell you the products work. If you're on this call and you're a guest, talk to the person who invited you, ask him, how can I get these products? And they will give you options. You can either become a distributor and start getting the products at wholesale price, or you can become a customer and buy it from the person directly. Whichever the case, using the Neolife products will make a positive difference in your life. And don't keep this message to yourself. Share it with a friend, share it with a colleague, share it with a neighbor. Join us in this journey of making the world a healthier and a happier place. I always say this, a candle does not lose anything by lighting another candle. By you sharing this information with somebody else, you will probably save a life. And I can tell you, during COVID-19, we saved quite a number of lives through these Neolife products. So for those on the call, let's go out, let us touch people's lives. Let us make a difference in this life. It was great chatting with you guys. As usual, it was a pleasure. Next week, we'll be back again and we'll be having a very, very exciting topic. And I welcome you back next week. Make sure you come and you come with a friend or two. You can see we have 150 on the call. If every one of us invited 2 friends, would be more than 450 people on this call. You can imagine the kind of impact we would have if you are 450 people on this call. We would be able to touch, we have 40 million Kenyans. I know we have people from all over the world, not just Kenya. I saw people from South Africa, I saw people from Nigeria, I saw people from Uganda, Tanzania. I know we are all over, from all over. And we have that bigger population that we need to touch with our products. So let's invite people massively. Next week, we'll be having a very, very exciting session. And I look forward to seeing you again next week. This video will be available a little bit later today. So you can actually go through it. You can also share it with a friend. And that will actually help you in spreading the information. Otherwise, thank you so much. God bless you all. Thank you, Anga, for being my co-driver, being in the co-driver seat. I truly appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you again next Sunday. For those who want to know more about the business, tomorrow at 8 o'clock, we'll be having a presentation being done from South Africa by one of our leaders. You're welcome to attend it. Thank you and good evening.